Good afternoon, everybody. It's Friday after lunch, and it's about time I get to this flip through of the little book, altered little golden book that I did recently or finished. I did start, I think I gave a little background previous, but this is a little golden book. One of my first altering an actual book that has been sitting around on my shelf for, I'm going to say a year and a half or two, maybe even 3 years. It's been a long time. Basically, all I had done was the shell. I created a spine. I put in the signatures. Nothing was embellished. It was completely naked, and it's been sitting around, and she's just too adorable. And I was inspired by Pam Van E, I believe is her name. She is a doll. I've just discovered her recently. She has a YouTube channel. I will link her below. And by the way, this is hashtag Friendship Friday collaboration that I volunteered to be a part of, hosted, if you will, by Dale McBay. She too has a YouTube channel, Not Too Shabby Chic. She's a doll as well. I just absolutely love her. Anyway, so thank you, Pam, for the inspiration once again. I have done 3 total Little Golden books over the last 3 years or so. My first love was Little Golden books, and but then I got also into upcycling, food boxes and whatnot, and creating journals, much like the rest of you as well. But boy, I'm inspired again to get back into I have so many Little Golden books I've picked up at thrift shops and antique shops and whatnot that I'm just dying to fill. So anyways, I'm going to not talk too much more as far as that goes, but I did want to share the flip through. I've had many of you private messaging me, when is your video coming? So here we are. I did want to share too. This just took on a life of its own, as per usual. So I decided to make an ephemera folder. I'll set this aside. An ephemera folder out of the paper pad I used. I picked this up on the Facebook Marketplace from a local gal. I don't often use paper pads, but wow, I absolutely had a blast. It's loud and colorful, and excuse me, I thought that it just sort of suited the book that I was working in. So with the offcuts, I put together an ephemera folder. So I wanted to show it to you because it's a cute little addition. I'm keeping this, by the way. It's just too darn cute, so I'm keeping this for myself. But what I did is I took the last page of the book and I cropped it, cut it, made a tag out of it. I did some Mod Podge because I wanted it to be, sturdy. I stamped it with my Mega Date stamp, put a little cute stamp at the back, and I just thought it added just a cute little touch. As you can see, the front of her, and here's the back of her. Oh my goodness, she's adorable. And so I took a couple pieces of the paper pad and I adhered it together. You can see I did cut it down. I didn't want it to be giant. Folded it over, and I started to kind of take pieces of the paper pad, and I just was probably adding too much, but I couldn't stop. So I wanted to show you quickly what is in here. This is a couple pages from an old Dick and Jane book, because this book, as you can see, the little girl, I'll show it to you after, but the little girl is reading a book in her little stool, on her little stool, and it's, of course, I wanted to encourage reading, so I did some stamping with my single stamps that you get off Amazon. I made another tag. All of this is just from that paper pad. This was just an offcut here. It was a flap, so it was this big. I folded it over, but I had already made a circle punch with my 2.25 inch my 2.25 inch paper punch, and I thought, hey, there's an open circle here. How cute! So I just glued here, and I made a little tag that you could see through, and then I stamped on some muslin. So this is an envelope flip out. And then in here, because this was one of my first Little Golden books, I didn't know a lot at that time, so what I did is I took the story right out and I kept it in a box, thankfully, because I realized what I would do now is I would keep the story in the book and just incorporate it. But anyhow, I didn't. So, but here is the story in full. I took the pages out. I had kept the book, as I said, and so I just popped some holes in the top, put in a ribbon. So this is the story in its entirety. And it tucks nicely into this pocket. And then I had a piece of file folder, cut it down, and made this cute little. So this is a page out of Dick and Jane book, and it talks about reading, the importance of reading, and it had a couple of cute little boy and girl images, so I just thought it lent itself well to this. And here's just one of those paper punches, and it creates a cute little pocket, so I couldn't just leave it empty. Here we go. So that's that, and yeah, so that's the back and that's the front. So I thought it was kind of cute. I just started embellishing using some trims and whatnot. So that's an aside. And here is the little golden book. I want to make sure I'm in frame. Sorry for the shadows. It's, of course, the worst time of day. It's always the best time of day for me, unfortunately, to film. But so I just added some lace and a cute bow. Oh my goodness, I have so much of this ribbon, and I thought, what would it look like if I did it with a bow and then a couple of buttons? Kind of suited my fancy. So cute. But it's in good shape. It's an older book. And it's, of course, Eloise Wilkin. Oh my goodness, she is amazing. Absolutely love her illustrations. But see, she's reading. This is a picture of the same little girl on the front of her book. So I thought that was just adorable. So flipping it open, the front inside cover is in good shape. I did put a library pocket and a little introduction tag. And now you'll notice this paper pad I made throughout. You can see the pattern here, but you're going to notice the patterns from this paper pad throughout the book, or the journal. And I just started embellishing. That's it. I won't spend a ton of time chatting because this is, and all the papers, like I said, were put together quite some time ago, but from old books. I'm not going to detail every page, but I'd use some fabrics, some trims along the edge of the, isn't she cute? She just belongs in here. And of course I had put in envelopes. I didn't want to embellish everything. I like organic as well, so I just left so many options for myself because I do intend to use this journal. Some music paper, Little Mermaid, and an upside down calendar. That's, yeah, well, way back in the beginning, and even now, don't we all make mistakes? But I didn't want to change it. I left it. This was just a little offcut, and I folded it over and used it as a flip out, and I attached a cute little image from KB and Friends. She has some great vintage images. So I think, let me just see here. There are 4 signatures. So it'll take a couple minutes, but I'll go quickly. Cute tag here. Now this here is so cute. Like, I have this punch. Oh, here it is. I found this punch at a thrift store a little while ago, and I thought it was a great idea to use in this little golden book. I didn't do it properly the whole way down, but I'm learning. It was a bit of a sticky stamp, punch I mean, but just cute letters and numbers trimmed along the edge. An old children's dictionary, illustrated dictionary book. Just some old pages from a sewing book. Embellishment up there. I just ended up making this a really cutesy tootsy book because she is that. The cover lent itself to the theme of it. And so here's a double pocket. And I think this image is adorable. Dress up doll. Some Edith Holden embellishment along the edge there. Paper tuck, tag tuck. And I just stuck some fabrics along the way, here and there and everywhere. And lace and trims. Old ledger paper. These little bags are from Amazon, but they make cute little pockets. This is just I used a brad. The other side of that little mermaid. Nice trim or ribbon bow I glued down, made into a bow. And so, like I said, some of these images are from KB and Friends. She has a delightful Etsy shop full of lovely, lovely retro images. Of course, everything's related to school, just about. Little tags. Maybe I'll play a little music because oh, another upside down page. Gotta love it. Fabric pocket. Journal card. This is such a nice, these pages from the Children's Dictionary, the old Children's Dictionary books are just, they're nice and thick. Just beautiful to touch. So I didn't stamp or embellish every page. I wanted to leave a lot of pages for journaling. So this is just a multi-pocket I put together from the offcuts. Isn't that cute? My goodness. Oh, and so perhaps some of you remember I made these pattern pockets. I decided to adhere to my journal. So the tag, oops, put in a little bingo tag, journaling card, made an extra pocket, and I thought it was just cute to keep in here. Of course, it lends itself to all the colors that's in this journal. So that's going to be in here for good. And this is the third signature. Coffee dyed, another dictionary page. This is just one of those little Amazon bags, and I trimmed it with some fabric and lace trim. Just embellished it, added a little offcut, made a pocket here. And this is just some more fabric quarter, a little embellishment, button. This is a monthly bank statement from 1892. It's a printable. Used my little stamp. It was a lot of fun to make. I can't wait to get into doing more of these. This is just cut out, and I glued it over the Ribbon bow. These are the first time I made these. I just kind of started fooling around and then I glued it. Like kind of cute. Page toppers. Library pocket. And this is the last signature. Little cute tuck. An old printable, but it's cute. It's fun to go back and see how I used to do things. I mean, obviously I do them like this still, but it was just fun to take something I had put together quite some time ago and actually fill it up. Love these fabric pockets. Music sheets. This is just some ribbon lace trim. This is so cute. I got these from like a dollar store and they're just clip-on. You can see here. And I thought, you know what, that's so cute the way it hangs out and just sort of pretties up the journal. This is a doll baby bingo card. So adorable. This is just something I've done a long time ago. Crinkled it up and used my distress inks. Makes a cute little writing page at the back. Medical receipt. Did some whale tail tabs so I could remember that there were journaling cards tucked in these envelopes. This is just a little flip out for some fun, and I glued down the outer edge to make it. Of course, I couldn't just leave a piece of an offcut. I used every ounce of this paper pad that I was working with. I love using envelopes. Usually I decorate the envelopes, but not this time. Sometimes it's nice to just leave it. Pocket here. Little postcard, journaling card. An offcut, made a corner pocket, a journaling card, and I took a book page, an old book page. You can see how it's patinaed, and I glued it against a file folder, piece of file folder, because they're nice and sturdy. And then I stamped it. Always Maintain a Kind of Summer, Even in the Middle of Winter, by Henry David Thoreau. And then I stamped it with a piece of corrugated cardboard to give it that vintage lined look. Lots of places to journal. And at the back, just an offcut piece of page I made into a pocket, used my stamp, and I had an extra couple, made an extra couple bookmarks. This is Spot from the Dick and Jane book. And a book page and some layering, and of course some ribbon, fabric ribbon. And I think we're at the end. And there's one more pattern I put in the journal. It's glued down nice and snugly, and at the back is the tag. You would have seen this, I think, if you watched my previous video of this. It just goes in nice and easily. Leave the little tab sticking out because everything has to stick out. So that's the flip through, everybody. Cutest little girl ever. Yeah, so like again, I will put Pam Van Ees, I think that's her name. I will put her YouTube channel in the description box. I think you should give her a click because I think she's just adorable. She has these themed days where she does Tea Tuesday, I believe she calls it. And I just thought, wow. And she has these, you know, old-fashioned like tea gloves that she wears. And oh my goodness, it's just, I thought was so adorable. It's an adorable thing to do. And she has some great ideas. So I'm so thankful you came along to watch. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this inspires you to get out some upcycling stuff, start making your own journals, maybe take some little golden book journals. There's so many tutorials out there of how to take them apart and rebuild them. And most of all, just have fun crafting and creating in whatever you do. Thanks everybody. Have a good day.